It is round 5, multicultural round in the National Rugby League. We start with the Raiders taking on the Sharkies. Trappy game for the Sharkies. Thursday, 8 p.m, GIO Stadium, live on SEN, fresh down there.
Yep.
The Raiders, they've been to Brookvale. They've been up there to Queensland Country Bank Stadium there in Townsville, and now they come home. This is a big game.
Yep, and we were discussing them yesterday. I like the Raiders here. We saw what they did we saw what Canterbury did. They chased. Their kick chase was unbelievable. They were chasing from markers because we know the strength of the Sharks is their back three or back five, really. So I feel that Raiders will take a leaf out of their book because they're a fit side as well.
They are.
The Raiders.
Yep. They're
a different side back home. Yeah, 2 on the bounce. Not great for them, but Raiders in a tight one for me.
A couple of blokes close to your heart, Craig Fitzgibbon and Sticky Stewart.
Yeah.
You won a premiership together.
Yes, we all did. And, yeah, I suppose that we know friends. I know what Sticky's like. I know what Fitzy's like. Did I say Sticky or Fitzy?
No, Fitzy.
Yeah, Fitzy and Sticky.
Fitzy and Sticky.
I mean, they'll be cordial.
Yeah,
I will say. I'll say that. But after the game, they'll be
big
fine.
game. The loser's in a bit of trouble.
Every week's a big game, isn't it?
I know.
Every week.
Yep.
It's just getting harder and harder to pick.
It is. Sharks pumped the Raiders last year, 40 blot. That was round 8. That's a long time ago. I don't think the players are thinking about that.
That was a day game.
It was a day game. They went berserk, the Sharkies. Team news, Morgan Smithies, he joins the bench. Josh Papali'i starting. Trey Mooney. Geez, they've got some forwards, haven't they? Canberra. Mawene Horoti.
Yeah.
He replaces Kaeliro.
Huge out.
Yeah.
Huge out.
Kaeliro, he's a huge out.
Oh, far out. He's a good
and
player.
no Talakai.
Yeah.
No Talakai either, so he's no backup. Tommy Hazelden, the Goulburn Express, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. So he's been in and out, hasn't he? I don't know. Is it a back injury?
It is a back injury.
So that they can be hard to get right. Inflammation is a bastard.
Oh, speaking of Goulburn, hello to you, Tootsie Croker. He is the king of Goulburn. 2 from 2 last night.
2 from 2. Everyone got on. Yeah.
2 from 2, Tootsie, we call him.
About $4.40.
Yep.
Chances are you're about to lose.
And when we asked him about because we're kind of passive-aggressive towards the president of our punters club and who likes to do the place multi.
What did they do?
Well, I haven't checked on that, but we tried to bully him into the win-win.
Yeah.
Double.
Well, change it. You can vote him out.
We can vote him out.
Of course you can.
We can't, actually. Halfback, Jamal Fogarty versus Nico Hines. Do you just give Nico the 6? Would that change anything, Brian, just if he wakes up and the pressure of the 7 is off his back and he's a 6? No. You don't think so?
Look, I said this after the Vegas game, watching from up high. He just doesn't impose himself on the game enough, I feel. He's a terrific player. He's a big body. I reckon what he's got to do is the first time he gets the ball, he doesn't worry about passing it. He just grits his teeth and he says, right, try and tackle me.
Yep.
Because I feel that will give him a bit of confidence running into the line rather than going because he tends to crab across field a bit, waiting for that
when they're
runner.
not on the front foot, right? Because when they're not on the front foot, that's when he goes sideways. When they're on the front foot, there's no one better. He's
like Cody Walker. He reads the play really well. But I find that whether or not it's now in his head that everyone's saying, Braden Trindle's the main man now, he's a big kid. Get the ball under your arm, get a front row running with you, take a few bit of heat off you, and just run as hard as you can. I feel that will give him a little bit of confidence.
What do you think about this, right? And this is not my advice. This is Tim Sheen's, who, if Benji had a quiet couple of weeks or a quiet month perhaps, Tim Sheen's to say, I don't give a rat's what happens in this game. I need you tackled 3 times in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Just something that...
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do like that. Because it can trigger you into... I'm not saying, sometimes ball players want to put the magic ball on all the time. You saw Reece Walsh the first couple of weeks. Last week, Madge might have said something similar to him.
Yeah.
Just when you get the ball, just run.
Yep.
I feel the same with Nico. I feel like he thinks to himself, all right, I've got to put a short ball on here. I've got to release my centres so they can make yards. I would just say, Nico, get the ball, pretend to do that, throw a big dummy, get your front rower, and just get into the line and get into them.
I kind of feel that too. I kind of feel like if the defence is not retreating, then just take them on. If they're retreating, play your footy. You're supreme at that when they're on the back foot. Anyway, that's what
we used to have a saying: big on little, little on big.
Yeah.
Which meant when you're coming out of trouble, the big blokes have got the ball. So your 5'8" and your fullbacks just support, and then when we get down the other end, we'll reciprocate.
Oh yeah,
and we'll run off you.
I like that.
Even if he gets him into the game, maybe get a tip on off the front rower, or come under a front rower. All the front rowers now and back rowers can ball play. Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Panthers and the Cowboys will be out there, Brian. We'll be out there at CommBank Stadium. We're looking forward to that. Live on SEN, so you can click on the SEN app. You can click on Stadium. We're looking forward to that. The Panthers...
Is there an El Jenner out there?
There will be El Jenner out there. I think
feel there is, because I'm going to get one on the way.
Panthers looking to avoid their third straight loss.
Yep.
The Cowboys have lost all 3 games at CommBank Stadium. It is a factor. Penrith, Brian... Now, this is the problem the Panthers have. They are chasing the pack now. They don't have Taruva. They don't have Luai from last year. They've got injuries, which Nathan Cleary's coming back. Edwards still out. But they're not playing at Panther Park.
Yeah, we mentioned this at the start of the year. We said that was a bit of a fortress. Maybe, psychologically, they're coming a little bit more east.
Oh.
Oh.
Cowboys can win this. The only reason why I'm very sure Panthers turn up for a big game.
Yep.
The first Panther to play 250 games,
yes,
Isaiah, and they love him. They just love the bloke. You know that Ivan Cleary is going to have them primed. You know that Isaiah Yeo is going to be primed. You know that Liam Martin, Nathan Cleary, they're ready to go.
Yep.
They love him. He's a club legend.
Yep.
So that's what I think is Cowboys will be ready to play, but they'll be there for Isaiah.
Yeah, no, agreed. Brian Toto, big out, but Casey McLean comes in. Isaiah Papali'i, we've got to see more from him.
I know.
Like when he was at Parramatta, they could not tackle him. I think did he get second rower of the year? Pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. Dally M second rower of the year.
Sure
he did on that left edge. Him and Reid Marnie, great combination.
Get back to that. So we need to see some more from Isaiah. I'm with you. I like the Panthers.
Could this happen on the same night where the first ever Panther plays 250 games, which is Isaiah Yeo, and Nathan Cleary requires 14 points to break the club's all-time scoring record? Ryan Girdler with 1572, Nathan Cleary 1567. Could that happen on the same night for the co-captains? Huge night. Reece Robson versus Mitch Kenny. This is a big game, and I hope the Panthers fans, I know you've had the luxury of winning every week at Panther Park, but get yourselves there to CommBank Stadium. It's going to be a beauty. And as I said, when you stroll into those gates, check out the SEN app, click on Stadium. We're calling it. And as we speak, you're getting it straight to the ear. Let's talk about the Rabbitohs versus the Roosters. The Brian Fletcher Cup. Friday, 8 p.m, Accor Stadium. The Roosters are looking to avoid a third straight defeat. And I'm being stubborn, folks. I did say the Roosters would make the finals. I did say they would outperform the Rabbitohs, and I'm very, very nervous about this. But I have to stay resolute and dig my heels in and somehow find a win for the Roosters. Because you know what? If they don't win this game, it is Western Webb, Brian.
Yeah, I don't think they can win.
You don't?
I don't think they can win. I know what you're saying, Desperado.
Mate, I'm not tipping anything. I'm just saying that I have to stay firm.
Yeah. It's a tough one for me. I think South Sydney... The Latrell being the confidence he brings,
huge.
He's going to play on the left.
Yeah,
he's only got to touch the ball 3 or 4 times, and out of those 3 or 4 times, he's either going to set one up or score one himself.
He will definitely do that.
But imagine if he touches the ball 12 times.
How would Marcello's cousin be feeling right now?
Yeah, Robert
Toyer.
Yeah, got to tackle him from the inside.
Yeah,
and don't go high on him.
Billy Smith, when does he come back, Brian?
Well, he's named on the reserves list. He might get a start.
Ducks and Drapes.
I'm happy that he left Jai Gray there.
So am I.
Because that would have been, like, imagine that, because he's a popular member of the team. Because when he scores, they all froth on him and they all talk about how little and courageous he is. That would have damaged the club. I reckon he's gone to Cody or Latrell and said, "Listen, Wayne." Wayne said, "Mate, what do we do here?"
I reckon Latrell went to Wayne and said, "Mate, I'm happy to ease back in. The kid's flying. Let's go."
For sure. And this might be the position where he stays.
Mate, if Wayne wins this, mate, what a start for all the obstacles he's had. I thought maybe he might have ran out of time. And I'm not a South Sydney hater, folks. I just thought it was up against them, but they just keep finding a way. He is a maestro when it comes to all of that.
So you're tipping the Chooks, sure?
Well, mate, I'm not really. I'm just staying firm. I'm being stubborn. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, well, don't be stubborn. I want you to use your stats.
Yeah, my gut feel is that Latrell goes berserko. Yeah, my gut feel is that. But I'm being very stubborn, folks. So I'm going to stay with the Roosters, and also too, the likes of Dunny, the likes of Reptile. They all said, please don't tip the bunnies.
They get to you. They've
got to me. They've got to me. Let's talk about the Eels and the Dragons.
Yep.
It is Lomax. It is Gutherson going head-to-head in different jerseys to what they would have opposed each other in last year. The Eels did end the Dragons' finals hopes last year in a 44-40.
That's right. Oh, that was insane.
That was insane. 44-40 at CommBank Stadium, same venue where they're playing here. It is live on SEN too, by the way. We've got so many calls this year with the Rugby League. So this is a big game. Eels, Riles, former Dragon, they have to, don't they?
They desperado. It's a day game, which is going to help them.
Yep.
Is the I'm hearing different reports. Mitch Moses has to go in and get surgery again, so it's extended. Then I've heard, no, he's close to making a comeback.
Okay.
Can someone do some research? Can someone tell us?
Yeah, Monica, sell us. How do you...
I don't want to be told fibs.
How do they use Dylan Walker?
He'll be 13.
Right.
I would use him exactly how they did at the Warriors. He's a terrific ball player.
Okay.
Goes deep into the line.
Yeah.
Which will hopefully unleash Dylan.
Okay, all right.
D. Brown, I mean.
Tourist, by the way, has been on NRL.com, and he believes that round 9 is when Moses is back. Big game coming up. Zach Lomax can score his 50th NRL try too, by the way. Josh Addo-Carr, 8 tries in 6 games against the Dragons. He likes playing them. Gutherson has scored 4 tries in his last 2 games at CommBank. You don't want to lose this one, folks.
Nope.
Let's talk about the Titans and the Dolphins Saturday afternoon, 5:30 p.m. at Seabus Super Stadium. Brian, this is, Des Hasler. He's got 2 on the trot now. He beat the Knights. He came down to Sydney. He likes beating blue and red. He got the Roosters done. So he's got the blue and the red of the Roosters and the Knights. How does he go against the red of the Dolphins?
Yeah, I think he gets 3 in a row.
Really?
Yeah. I know earlier in the week we were discussing the Dolphins' desperados, but Titans, gosh, they've got a good side. They can. It's one of those teams. It's a bit like the Broncos in the early days when they were flying, where any player could break the line.
Yep.
And you just didn't know, like when you had Lockie and then you had Wendell and Brad Thorne and Alf, and they could all just break the line. Lottie and they're similar. I'm not saying they're the same class, but you know the 3. You got Brimson,
Campbell,
Kinney, obviously who's not there, but then you've got Tino, David Fafita,
mate, the fullback.
Yeah, he looked good.
The fullback.
De Groot.
Mate, a lot of people are wanting to have a Jalen, yeah.
A lot of the Titans supporters were having Jalen's that night. Just thinking, he was sharp.
Good, big, strong.
And quite clever.
And he could have gone with Weaver, leave it to Weaver, but he went the way of De Groot. Mate, De Groot looks good.
So I think the Titans for me. Who are you leaning towards?
Look, I've tipped the Dolphins only because they've won 3 of the last 4 against them. And, teams just don't lose forever, do they?
No, that's
and then this is a kind of game they're going to win. Anyway, I don't know, mate. It's a really hard one. Sean Malani makes his NRL debut off the bench. Chris Randall starts at hooker for the injured Sam Verrill. So there's another reason why the Finns can win. You lose a premiership winning dummy half there in Verrills, but Tom Gilbert, he's out. Connolly Lemuelu comes in back into the side. So it's a tough game. It is a really, really tough game. And Jermaine Asako requires just 1 goal for 400 NRL goals. So well done to him.
He wasn't. He's straightened up his kicking. Maybe he used to have that wicked draw.
Yeah, because he just sort of just tap it in.
Yeah, had that draw, but now it's pretty much straight on. So. No, looking at the team list, Titans for me.
Broncos and the West Tigers. The storyline here is Madge taking on the former club. Geez, I tell you what, hasn't his life changed since leaving the West Tigers? I'm not saying it's because of the West Tigers, but he's gone on to coach the Kiwis. Yeah. He beats Australia, flogs Australia.
He should be thanking our man, Paulie Conlon.
Yeah.
Forgetting
Our man, yeah.
forgetting the Blues.
Yeah, the
Blues
chairman,
gig.
former chairman of the New South Wales Rugby League.
I can't see anything but a Broncos win here. No Jerome Luai.
My concern's the left-hand side. So you've got all these kids there now. You've got Latu Fainu with Jerome Luai out. You've got
7.
Dewey, whose name, not sure he'll play. And then you've got Luke Laulili, who I think is a very good player. But
Up against Katoni.
Katoni. That's the side where
Selwyn.
Walsh likes going there. Selwyn. That's a big mission, isn't it?
Yeah,
Suncorp Stadium. And they haven't been playing so well, have they, Broncos?
Jordan Ricky's out. So who comes in for him? Oh, Piakura.
Yeah, Brendan Piakura.
Well, he was the Mickey last year.
He was.
I don't know what's going on there.
No, that's right. So here's his chance. It's a big game. You know what? You forget that Benji played at the Broncos.
That's right. You forget he played at the Dragons too.
You forget he played at the Auckland
South.
Blues. You forget he played at South. How did he get so much done in that time? Benji Marshall. Now he's coaching first grade. He's had a big career. 1300 01 1170 is the way to have your say. Text.
Oh, hang on. Crap
0457. Yeah, this is a great crap stat.
Great stat.
Crap stat.
NRL's oldest halves v NRL's youngest. So 35 and 34 v 19 and 19. Red gum.
Yes, and you know the previous record for the oldest halves, you know who that was?
Alf and Kevy.
It was Hasler and Cliffy. They won the comp. Brian. So you never know.
Dad's armies.
You never know. Seagulls take on the Storm, Brian. This is a big game, 4 Pines Park. We note that the Dally M medalist is on the extended list.
Yep.
And we had Tyron Wishart. If you've missed that, YouTube's waiting for you. Podcast's waiting for you. I've just got a sense he's playing.
Yeah, so do I. This is a game where they won't get it their own way. So the Seagulls have played 3 games there and they've gone off to Flyers and then they sort of have not kicked on, if you know what I mean. So they get off to a Flyer and they're notorious sort of pull up a little bit.
Yep.
That it won't happen against the Storm. So it's going to be a real grinding match for them. They're going to have it as easy as they've had it against the Cows, against the Raiders and against the Eels. So I feel that the Storm might grind out a win here.
The Melbourne Storm, of course, they'll take on a team from Manly without Turbo. So, I feel sorry for him. Lehigh Hopewadi goes to fullback. You love him, don't you, Brian?
Love him.
Yep.
He's just, you know, when you just see players that have just got it.
They just got it.
He's not big. He's not overly quick.
Will he have a better career than Will? Will had a great career.
Will played for New South Wales.
Yep.
I'm going to say yes.
Will scored a try for New South Wales, and I reckon it's one of the loudest roars I've ever heard at Accor Stadium.
Is that right in the corner?
Yes.
Reach it over? Yeah.
Yep.
That's when we were the Pits, weren't we? We were just getting pumped for 10 years.
By the way, I think I'm right in saying this. Correct me if I'm right, tourist, but I think Lee Hopewadi may have debuted at fullback against the Melbourne Storm, or certainly his first game at fullback against the Melbourne Storm.
Wearing pink tights? I remember wearing pink tights.
They won. They won the game with Jerome Hughes playing. So 1300 01 1170 confirmed.
Confirmed.
Thank you very much, tourist. There you go. So there's a crap stat for you. All right. Thank you very much, Sleazy Sam. Ruben Garrick, he scored 56 points. Somebody, I think it was Vossi and Brandy this morning, was saying that Ruben Garrick has outscored about 2 teams.
56 points.
He's personally scored more than a couple of teams in the competition at the moment.
Parramatta, Dolphins.
All right, Bulldogs and Knights, here we go. Is this the last 6:15 p.m. game? I think it is. At Accor Stadium. This will be also live on SEN. Bulldogs, they're looking for 5 straight. Can they do it, Brian?
Yeah. Accor Stadium. Yeah, I think they're going to continue going.
Really?
Yeah.
Pfeiffer.
They're just up for it. Very hard to beat this team when the defensive structures they've got.
Trappy game.
Definitely a trappy game because they are flying, but 5 straight.
So Tilly Tupanua suspended. So Curtis Moran, he replaces him. Kiraz has been listed amongst the reserves. And Leo Thompson returns for the Knights, who's off to the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Off to the Bulldogs. So there we go. Kurt Mann, well done to him. 200 games. Kurt Mann, what a great career that he has had, and the Warriors have the Marcus Bai.
You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.